Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gallif Major and this is Admiralty Reports, your submissions of captures with my commentary. Now this is a submission from IK Saxman and he's playing the Tier 6 Premium American Cruiser USS Atlanta. So he's spawned on the right and he's so it's going to capture the base. It's taken a semi-central position it looks like. My normal temptation would be maybe to push a bit further out to the right and see if we get around the islands, but then that always leaves you open to getting cornered, which is always a bit dangerous. So Saxman is using Norman Scott, level 16, legendary 2. Inspirations has gone for Mikawa, level 8, basically to improve concealment, and Kuznetsov at level 12 to improve range. Improving range on the Atlanta is quite an interesting one because the Atlanta does have slightly shorter range, however the shells are really floaty, so how much advantage can be taken of the increased range is quite difficult to tell. The traits that Norman Scott's got is Burn It Down, Igniter to improve the fire chance. He's also gone from Armed and Ready, Fixated and Refill Station, so really gun orientated. So he's opening fire on the KG-5 that's been spotted in the centre, but you can see that Saxman's instantly targeted by 2 enemy ships. And the shells start coming in, however he's able to dodge it. He's also coming under fire from the Flint. So this is going to be, from his own admission, this is going to be quite an interesting game because he plays the Atlanta in open water. And it's quite amusing to see how manoeuvrable the Atlanta is, because he hasn't taken any steering modifications. He's gone for aiming mods for module 1, for his second module he's gone for propulsion mods, and then for the third module he's gone for concealment mods. So here he's really chunking up the Fubuki, which has stupidly got himself detected in the centre, and there we go, there's first blood as well. However, we lose our Fubuki as well, because I guess the Fubukis ran into each other, and then it was just down to each team to see who could pick off the enemy's Fubuki first. So here we are, we're seeing that his position and his concealment module is helping with dropping off detectability, even though he's in the centre of the map. However, as soon as he starts opening on the KG-5, he instantly gets detected and targeted by 2 ships. He's now dropped to 1, and he's managed to drop off behind the island. Spotted by aircraft and targeted by 3 ships. Now the enemy Flint is doing the usual, tucking in behind the island. And you can see from the enemy's team position they've started to push out left and right and central, getting into position behind the different islands. However, this is where the gun arcs of the Atlanta come into really great advantage, really, because of their high arc at long range. They're just able to reach over these islands and just get hold of the enemy. So that means if they're detected, they're going to get chewed up. And looking at the position of Saxman's team, there's a good spread of ships going left and right, so that means there's plenty of spotting opportunities coming in from his friendly battleships and spotter aircraft. And there's that KG-5 again, so well, why not pick him out? Now the British battleships do have very large superstructures, which means that there's a big boxy structure which you can get penetrating hits with your high explosives, and which makes it really good for setting fire. So we've already got a fire on that KG-5 as well, and it's burning away, and it's got another fire too. Picking on the Douglas, which thinks he's safe to tuck in behind the island, and that KG-5 is still burning with double fire. Now obviously keeping the Atlanta moving, keeping the course unpredictable, just trying to avoid the incoming shots, especially from the Helena, because the Helena's shots are going to be very slow in the air due to their small caliber and range. However, that also means that Saxman's shots are also going to be slightly slow in the air, and trying to predict where the Helena is going to turn. If she keeps moving, then it's going to be quite hard to get those rounds to make contact. Now amusingly on Saxman's team, you can see that one of the battleships has been reversing back for most of this game at the moment, and is kind of just leaving himself with a cruiser screen in front of him. So Saxman's now right on the edge of his range and was only detected for a few seconds from the enemy Helena. But he knows that there's no destroyers left in this game, so he's got it quite safe. With the Atlanta being such a small ship, with the concealment mod and the permanent camouflage, the detectability of the Atlanta is going to be quite good and should be able to see anything before it sees him. So that means he should always be able to dictate the engagement against the enemy. Now it looks like it's a 5 in 6 game, judged by the Queen Elizabeth and the Fubuki that we've come across, plus also the Flint and the Helena and the KG-5. So re-engaging against the Queen Elizabeth, and again Queen Elizabeth being a British battleship has that very big boxy superstructure. However, he's targeted by 3 ships and does take a bit of a hit there, but uses the damage con just to put the fire out and get that turret back operational. However, we lose the turret, the engine and the steering gears, so this is quite a precarious position to be in at the moment. My normal gut instincts at the moment would be probably to hold fire and see if I could drop up detectability, but looking at how the enemy's positioned at the moment, most of the ships have actually moved outside of Saxman's maximum range. It's only really the Queen Elizabeth who's actually in range and keeping them spotted. So there we go, we'll drop off detectability because Queen Elizabeth has just started to go behind the islands and should drop off again soon. There we go.
The ship is on fire.
Now it's always easy to be wise after the moment whether it would have been better to hold off on the first damage con until disengaged, but how long it would have taken to disengage is, you never quite know sometimes. However, we've still got 12,000 HP left, so it's not the end of the world, and we're still able to continue the engagement as the KG-5 that we saw earlier has decided to start doing a bit of a push on the flank. So we know that over on that northern flank there's the KG-5 and the Queen Elizabeth. Most of their cruisers have kind of sulked back towards their base. And Saxman's team looks like they're pushing in for the kill against these 2 British battleships in the northern sector. Again, taking advantage of the high arcing shells from the Atlanta just to get them over the island, therefore being able to engage the KG-5 without being detected. So it still looks like it's quite a close game at the moment. Saxman's team does look to be at a disadvantage, having lost 2 ships. But most of the enemy ships are still alive and we've already passed the halfway mark of the game. However, Saxman seems to be still making a pretty penny. He's got 218 hits on target so far, 6 fires, and has done 72,000 damage. The KG-5 has suddenly realised he doesn't really want to be there anymore, and you can see he is backing up. However, he's just got a volley out on Saxman, and Saxman is already using a bit of rudder just to try and bring it in. So his rudder's going to be stuck there, so he's just damage con that because it just hit the edge of the map and you kind of don't want to be turning in a predictable circle. Here comes another volley from the KG-5. Ooh, that's been the KG-5 can be such a pyromaniac sometimes. However, the Atlanta has been a very good pyromaniac as well at the same time and is really damaging that KG-5. Multiple fires, it won't be long until he's gone. And there we go. So that gives us our second kill and the Arsonist medal, and takes Saxman up to 9 fires and 308 hits on target at 88,000 damage. So damage con that fire. Nope, that fire just burned out itself. You're starting to see that from Saxman's team and the enemy team, there are lots of ships that are on a critical amount of health. And there's still that battleship on Saxman's team that reversed all the way back up to the northwest corner and has finally decided now's time to engage. I do wonder sometimes if this is just some AFK tactic or whether it's just some dirty tactic to try and save your health and turn up late in the game and try for a cracker. Either way, it's not really a good team tactic. So, number of ships per team, it's even at the moment. We've got 6 ships per team. Each team has lost a destroyer and a cruiser, and then Saxman's team has lost an additional cruiser, and the other team's lost a battleship, the KG-5 that Saxman managed to deal the final blow to. So Saxman's detected while firing, which means there's something within his detectability which isn't firing at him. However, he's just dropped off. And you can see the de Grasse and the Queen Elizabeth are not in a good position here in the corner, and I think Saxman even does have fires on the Queen Elizabeth. And looking at how much health the Queen Elizabeth had, it probably wouldn't surprise me if she actually burns out. And there we go, kill number 3. And the de Grasse is also on fire, and there is the high caliber medal as well. So I wouldn't be too surprised if the de Grasse burns out too, considering how much health he had last. There we go, kill number 4.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Now this is where I kind of feel that the ships with the Pyromania ability, or the ability to set lots of fires, do have quite a decent advantage at getting kills, because it's very easy for enemy ships just to slip away with a tiny sliver of health. As you can see, we've got another victim possibly lined up. The Nuremberg, again, not a lot of health, but then IK Saxman doesn't have a lot of health either. He's down to 2,781 HP. However, that Nuremberg is way out of Saxman's range, and it's going to take him a good time to push over there. However, Saxman's team seems to be now gaining advantage. It's now 3 enemy ships versus Saxman's 6. Nagato's got probably quite a good chunk of health. That probably making the engagement against the Nagato isn't going to be in Saxman's advantage unless he can find a decent position behind the cliff here, or behind the island I should say, and get some shots over. However, Saxman is spotted due to the cruiser to the south of him. So that means he can only really use this island to try and negate the incoming damage from the Nagato. However, due to being spotted by that cruiser, he's had to push out, and the Nagato has slivered another 1,000 health off of Saxman. However, Saxman's getting the barbecue lit, he's getting those fires lit, and he's getting those shells on target. Ooh, we're down to 361 health, but another fire on the Nagato, and there's the Witherer medal as well. Another volley from the Nagato, grit your teeth. Oh, but another fire, so I think that's 3 fires on the Nagato. And there you go, there's the 5th kill, and Kraken unleashed, and it's just a flesh wound. So that's 6 medals, 415 hits on target, 15 fires, and 5 kills. So now we're just waiting for Saxman's team to mop up. The enemy only have 2 cruisers left, and there's only about 1 minute and 10 left of the game. Now, one of the enemy cruisers seems to be playing Kiss Chase against one of the friendly battleships in the southern quarter. And there goes 1, and there goes 2. So now we're moving on to the end screen. So there we go. We've been able to make quite a pretty penny with all the boosters, but it is just that massive chain of medals. Just to go with the high score there, really. 120,000 damage in the Atlanta is quite nice, really. Getting the 5 kills, getting that Kraken has been nice to watch, actually. And then going onto the table, you can see the medals pretty much nearly go off the screen. I think there's only room for about maybe a 7th medal. If anyone ever gets more than 7 medals, then that would be really amusing to see. It would have been funny if, say, Saxman did get detonated with that last volley from the Nagato, just to top it all off. But yeah, 2,458 ship XP made out of that game before boosters. And you can see down at the bottom of the table, well, there's the Guneisenhower that decided to reverse to the edge of the map at the start of the game. Looking in the team, DeGrasse did quite good. Nagato did quite good as well. It's nice to see. And then on Saxman's team, the couple of battleships came in quite top, but Saxman coming in at the top of the team in regards to cruisers. Now, in regards to the economy of the game, obviously on the first screen it did show 699,000 credits, but that doesn't include the ship service cost, which in this game was 81,515 credits. So at the end of the day, still made a very tidy profit of 617,000 credits, and that does include the plus 20% credit booster. Which more than enough pays for the ship service costs in its own right. Just showing that premium tier 6s are very good at grinding out credits due to their reduced ship service cost. Made 4,794 ship XP with boosters and premium account. And then, made a hefty chunk of Commander XP and Global XP. Well, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, then thank you very much, chaps. If you have any of your own game captures that you'd like to submit for my commentary to appear on Monday as part of Admiralty Report, then feel free to send them in. Our email address is down in the description of most videos nowadays. If you have any troubles trying to do it, then always just drop me a comment and I'll see what I can do in order to help. And the nice one about doing this is it allows you to see other players' gameplays and other players' game tactics as well, I guess you could say. If you just watch mine, then you're only ever going to get one point of view. By bringing these to the channel, it allows me to show other people's and spotlight them and point out where they do things differently to me. And hopefully that means that it is overall an enjoyable learning tool for everyone, because then you can work out, okay, I don't quite like the Mage's playstyle, but I do like that playstyle, or that's something that I could try myself and see if that works for me. So hopefully that's just a nice way. Now I do have a few in the email account already saved, ready for future weeks, but that doesn't mean I don't want more. So don't be cautious about them. Like, send them in, basically. I'm more than happy. More the merrier. The more I have to pick and choose from, then it just means that this thing can just keep going. Well, I'd like to say thank you to everyone again. I've been the Galloping Major, and back to the port.